got to figure out a bet here.
I hate you, bro.
I'm not going to keep all of this in. I can cut the beginning, you know.
No, I'm saying, can I have yours in?
Oh, mine's in.
Wait,
I was like, I don't give a shit if you put it in, dude.
have you seen that one where it's like asking the group leader, it's like, can I fart? And it's like in 23 minutes.
Yes, I've seen that, dude. That's so funny. Oh, my God. Yeah, maybe this will stay in.
We'll see.
Yeah, let's keep it.
Yeah,
in.
we'll
Mick,
keep this.
Mick, sincere congratulations today. Great job.
Well, hold on.
Whoa.
We got to go back up a little bit.
What?
I was supposed to talk about this last episode.
This is true.
I was supposed to get all the glory last episode, but I neglected to mention
All
it.
right.
So my fault, but we're going to start with me. It's all about me, Mick. But I, for the first time ever, got Wordle and won. But Mick's is more impressive, Mick.
You think so?
I do think so, because I do the same word every single day. Mick switches it up.
I guess I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I do. So I just, whatever word comes to me, I used to just like fucking look around and whatever the first 5-letter noun that I saw was, or adjective, it could be like, brown or something. And today I guess we can spoil it. It's not like,
Yeah, I mean, it's already
it was
passed.
Chase. I have no idea why I decided on that, but I did. Mm-hmm. And banged it out and won.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wordle and 1, ladies and gentlemen.
And for those wondering, the word that I got in one was cream. I used to do cream every single day. And you know what? I wasn't even planning on doing it that day. My wonderful girlfriend, she did the Wordle, and she knew I do cream every day. She's like, you should do the Wordle. You know, just do it. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Got it in one. I was like, holy shit, dude. Thank you so much for telling me. Because I would have had no clue cream was done, and I would have had no chance for one. So now we're on to dream. Yeah, that might have been done already. I don't know.
This is a perfect time to start our hate on Taylor. While she's
here we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of Taylor Mick beef right now.
Yeah, there's a feud. I don't know. I think it's unprofessional to talk about it, but yeah, there's just
she said she beat the shit out of you, so we'll see.
Yeah,
the 5'2" woman.
Were there death threats in there at one point too?
There was a couple.
Was there?
Yeah.
I don't.
Not from me.
From her?
Yeah.
She said she'll kill you
soon. That was
soon. Oh yeah, you're right. She did say that.
Yeah, so it's like there's a timetable.
That was
too.
today. That was an hour ago.
If I go missing, this will be like the what's the Making a Murderer? Have you guys seen that documentary?
Yeah.
It'll be like that.
It's like, if I go missing, you know who killed me. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
And that gives anyone free reign to kill Mick and get away with it.
That is true. So if you're looking to, scratch that itch of murdering someone and want to get away with it.
Yeah. Well, our server tonight was also amazing. We always go to one of our favorite restaurants sometimes before the pod, and our server tonight was telling us she would listen to the podcast. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it all started because Joe was going to order this fucking abomination of
It was like a
spaghetti cheesecake.
It was
Don't even try and dress it up.
Let me dress it up.
Spaghetti pie.
Let me dress it up. It was a cheesecake shaped spaghetti. I won't deny that. But it was like a baked spaghetti. Usually baked spaghetti has the sauce in it. This was just baked spaghetti with like a lot of different cheeses holding it together.
If you had like not even bad eyesight, like you can drive and go through your daily life without glasses, but your head kind of hurts at the end of the day, you would just think it was a cheesecake. You would have no better way of knowing that it was anything else except the name is Oh My Spaghetti Pie.
Yeah. Well, it looks so interesting. It's like one of those things where like I had to try this at least once in my life. And I was like, I'm going to get this. And she said, are you sure you want that? And then I got an Italian melt instead.
How was it, by the way?
Yeah, kind of mid. I think I might have enjoyed the Oh My Spaghetti Pie instead.
No. Mine was good. I enjoyed mine.
You got to try. You got to try, I think.
I like trying new things. As a kid, I wasn't a super picky eater. My brother is like he's a little bit better now, but he's a super picky eater. And I never wanted to be that way. I didn't like a lot of stuff when I was younger, but I'd force myself to eat stuff. And eventually I liked it. Like pickles, hated them. Every 3 months or so, I tried pickle to see if I liked it. Didn't. And then one day it just clicked.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, the people that are not picky eaters that have this fucking God complex, I hate them. I hate you. If you do that, you don't like fucking tomatoes. I
used to hate tomatoes. I'll eat them on a sandwich now.
Fine.
I hate banana peppers still, and I had them on the sandwich today. And I think that was part of why it was hella mid.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Also, I don't know, it was a little a little too salami pepperoni forward. Not really my thing for a sandwich, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm not big on like.
I'm more of like a club guy, sandwich kind of guy.
Yeah,
if
I'm
gonna
with
get
you.
one.
I've tried to do the like pepperoni salami sandwich type thing, and I don't think it's for me. And maybe in the right circumstance, but I don't know. Maybe I just did it wrong. But
So speaking of club,
Okay.
what would your DJ name be?
Oh man, I've never put any thought to this. Probably like DJ Khaled or something. Like,
Oh,
I feel
that's
like that's
good.
pretty original.
No, yeah, I've
Like,
never heard of that before.
it's just like it's a play on words, you know.
I would probably join I would probably join a duo, and I would have like
you'd be like two
metallic
friends?
helmets, one gold and one silver. No, but I'd probably do a duo, and it would be Schmike's duo.
Oh, Schmike's
Nice.
Shout out Schmike.
Dude, Schmike saw Two Friends live. That's like a duo DJ thing.
Oh well, Schmike, get in contact if you want to be a DJ duo with me.
Yeah, we're gonna start two pals.
Daft Punk. We'll do Stupid Jerk.
Stupid jerk.
see, I think mine would be. I would also go with a duo. But I'd figure out how to. I don't know. I don't know how to make this work. But
I got.
I'd be a duo. And my name would be Lipa, and then another name would be Lipa, and we'd be Dua Lipa.
Oh,
I
very
think
nice.
That's very original. I
Nice.
don't think I've heard of that before.
I think I'd probably be Marty and the Peapod if I had to choose a name.
Marty
for my duo, Marty and the Peapod duo DJ group. You like that one?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And if I went solo, it would just be Marty because I'm not the Peapod, obviously.
Right.
DJ Marty. All right, let's get it started.
Greetings and welcome to episode 6 of the Mick Mac Joe podcast. Mick, Joe, how we doing?
You know, honestly, I try and jump in with I'm feeling good, and I am, but my left shoulder fucking hurts.
Oh, mine does too.
I think it's the way I'm sleeping on it.
Me too.
Right? I don't know. It just started hurting, and it isn't stopping. But other than that, life's been good.
Yeah, sorry, Joe, real quick to just add on that. I took a nap wrong on Sunday or Monday, I think Sunday, and it's still bugging me.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
so is this just it? Like
don't
once you start getting
You're
a
old.
random, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like
think
once you get a random body pain, that's it. There's no going back.
I mean, I'm 25 now. I'm the oldest of the group, and it sucks getting old. It's like, you kids, like you kids,
Kids.
you kids. I mean, young people are all about focusing on love and sex and all that. I'm just trying to get a good night's sleep.
Me too.
That's what I'm focused on.
Absolutely.
I love a good night's sleep, dude, except for the other night.
Hitting the hay at a reasonable hour.
Yeah, imagine someone just stripped you an hour of your night.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be crazy. Let me talk about how I'm doing first since he asked me. But
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm doing well. You know what? I did have left shoulder pain like a week ago, but mine's gone now, so I'm recovered. But like
Congratulations.
my pecs, if I like have them out, my arms out to my side and kind of like bring my elbows back.
Have
my
you
pecs
tried not doing
fucking
that?
Hurt. I did actually, and it actually helps it not hurt a lot. But I feel like I'm getting a good stretch. I feel like usually the last 2 episodes, at least, I've said, I'm feeling good. The weather's getting warmer. The sun's out. The sun's not out right now, but that has nothing to do with the time change. That's just because we started a little bit later than usual. But
That is.
it is getting warmer though, and I think it's going to get cold this weekend. But
We had a little bit of a
whatever.
fall spring kind of, fall spring kind of.
We've kind of had 2 of them.
I know.
I don't know if it sucks, but because it's nice to feel like what's coming.
Yeah.
Like
Pause.
Oh,
Come on.
it's nice to it's nice to get edged like that. But
Yeah, it's nice to get edged so you know what's coming. Right?
yeah, I love like almost like coming to that warm weather, but then it's like not quite. It's still cold out.
Right. We're not coming yet. No one's
Yeah.
coming. Nothing's happening. We're just being edged.
But
So-
when we get edged to like the climax, the climax of the fall spring, if you will, it gets me to my perfect weather where it's like the beginning of fall where you can wear shorts and a long sleeve shirt or a sweatshirt, but you feel comfortable in the shorts still.
Exactly.
That's
You've
my
been-
favorite weather.
and then when you've been edged long enough, that climax, once you finally get to spring,
And then you want to like take that sweatshirt off and just like show your whole body.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
yeah. Our waitress from tonight's not listening anymore.
Everyone has tuned out. But
Can a brother not talk about spring?
no, dude, spring's honestly, fall's my favorite. Spring's
Yeah.
got to be number 2.
Fall's goated.
Fall
is
is
goated,
Fall is
but
probably.
I since I used to run track, I mean, like I've said this with you. You probably think about this in terms of baseball season. I think of it in terms of track season, but there's a smell in the air during
100%.
spring that is different than any other season. And it makes me feel amazing.
Boys, I don't know. Living in Wyoming long enough, spring is the worst. It's just the worst. I mean, you get a lot of this. Like this isn't the end of it, man.
This was what living in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
I'm sure it was similar. I just don't like it.
I think it's snow, slosh, warm.
I get the summer hatred. Like if you live in Vegas, that would probably be miserable.
Oh yeah.
But here it's so mild.
The summers here are awesome. I mean, like I said, living in Michigan, 90 degrees in Michigan feels, or we'll just even say 80. 80 degrees in Michigan feels worse than 80 degrees out here.
It's terrible.
Because there's a more intense sun out here. Like you feel it more, you get more of the UV, but there's no humidity.
Yeah, humidity.
In Michigan,
kills,
if it's 80 degrees out, you could be sitting outside and sweating your ass off, not even moving because of how humid it is.
Yeah.
It's awful, but I like it out here. It's a nice place to live. Good little town. It's awesome.
Yeah, I spent a summer in South Carolina, and man, the humidity was just brutal.
Yeah, sure, that was nuts.
Yeah, on the radio at work, they would give kind of like an alarm if like the heat index like hit like 100, like sometimes, like if it feels like it's 100 degrees. I remember there was one day, and I was out in the field, and that alert came through at like 10 a.m. And I had to work until 6 p.m.
Oh, no.
That's brutal.
To hear that come through, and I was like, oh, I got 8 more hours of this. I was like, I'm going to pass away out here.
Tennessee's almost worse because it's not as humid as Michigan, but you get the humidity, but then you also get like a more intense sun out there.
I guess I can't speak to any of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to live out there. I got family out there to go visit, but that one gets pretty bad. But
so I got a complete change of topics just because I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I saw a video on Instagram, and it was this salt and pepper set. Mm-hmm. And on one, it said, "You're the salt." And then on the other shaker, it said, "To my pepper."
I hate this so much. I know exactly.
Which
one? Did you get it from Home Goods?
No, I didn't get it anywhere.
I'm just kidding. I'm talking about
but which one's the salt and which one's the pepper?
That's I don't know. I don't know.
Because it says "You're the salt."
Yeah, which would assume that this is the salt.
That's what I would think. It says
"To my pepper," which would then implicate that it's the pepper.
You're the salt to my pepper. I would assume the one that says "You're my salt" just because it says salt on it. If I was at someone's house and they had that, I would pick that up, assuming it's salt.
You're saying because it has the word salt on it?
That would be my assumption.
Yeah,
if I was at someone's house.
That would be my assumption. But what I would like to believe is that one is just completely empty, and then the other has both salt and pepper.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
And the lid is like screwed off, but you can't tell. So when you pour, you just get a bunch of salt and pepper all over your food.
I'd probably swing if I went to someone's house and that was the situation.
That'd be wild if someone did that at their own house to just prank everyone that came over.
Well, dude, I mean, I completely agree. If it says salt, it has salt, and if it says pepper. But logistically,
I do agree it'd be opposite.
I think it's opposite because it's just like I think pepper's playing a secondary role, or I'm sorry, salt is playing that complementary role where it's like, fine, I'll play into your stupid game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, but no, it makes sense. I can see both ways, but if I'm in the moment, I'm choosing the one that says salt for salt.
Right, I'm with you.
Pepper.
I'm with you.
But I mean, that's interesting. I don't know.
So, a lot of movement in the NFL, and a lot of, I mean, big names going places, but a lot of big names still yet to see what's going on. But we'll address the obvious. So DK Metcalf to the Steelers, we can talk about.
I didn't hear that one.
DK Metcalf to the Steelers. And it was funny because DK Metcalf was like very public about being like, I will go somewhere warm. I want to play somewhere warm.
He's in Pittsburgh.
And then he got offered hundreds of millions and he was like,
I'm going to the pit.
Pittsburgh's a lovely city.
Pittsburgh looks like Bali, I've heard.
I've said this many. I'm a Pittsburgh believer. You've heard it before on this podcast. I love Pittsburgh.
I love those videos that are like, this is Detroit, Michigan, and it's just like some like tropical island.
Yeah, like a waterfall.
Like, dude, I've been there. That is Detroit.
That's how they made him feel about Pittsburgh with all that money. And then the other funny one was Myles Garrett was publicly like, I will go somewhere where I will win. And then he re-signed with the Browns.
Re-signed with the Browns, yeah.
And so like there's this Twitter account that said it's fuck every word.
Oh, yeah.
And the one day it said fuck winning. And it was like Myles Garrett after getting offered hundreds of millions of dollars to stay in Cleveland.
That's funny.
I'm going to personally give some bias to the Packers. We signed Nate Hobbs from the Raiders, and then we picked up an offensive lineman from the 49ers. And I think they were good acquisitions, just generally speaking. You know, you got to shop at the hardware store before you can spend money at the toy store. You got to get your offensive lineman. You got to get your DBs. And it makes me feel a little bit slighted. I don't know if that's the word, but peeved that we drafted Jordan Morgan in the first round last year, because why are we acquiring someone to fill his exact spot? But at the same time, you can never have too many good offensive linemen. Look at the Eagles.
Very true.
You know, and so I think they get an A+ for that acquisition, but I think they need to reevaluate their whole drafting.
What do you have so many offensive linemen that you cannot afford anyone else, though? Your whole team is just offensive linemen. Is that too many offensive linemen?
God, I don't honestly, like, I know this is a joke, but like, seriously, if I were the GM, I'm an expansion team, I would spend up front so much money on my offensive line.
But what if your whole team was offensive linemen, though? Is that too many?
We'd fucking pound the rock, buddy. We would be running the ball.
The worst defense in the league, though.
Just a nose down, run it down your throat offense.
Exactly. We'd have 9-minute possessions. You wouldn't
okay,
even
but
have,
like, what about on the defensive side? The other team's passing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no
you just got
pass,
dropped back.
No
deep.
pass
That's what I'm saying.
defense.
9-minute possessions. You just you can take control of the game. They're going to score every time, but so are we. You know, so it's like
all right. But the one time you don't score, you're fucked.
You never know. We could blitz. We'd be very good at blitzing.
Oh yeah, you'd be good at blitzing, but like,
Dude, those big
put
boys
in a
can
shotgun,
move.
just drop it back fast, and
Yeah,
then throw a deep ball. You're fine.
You would think that.
I would think, yeah, you're probably fine if you got only offensive linemen. We're not talking about tight ends. We're talking about offensive linemen.
Dude, there's some big boys moving in the offensive line. I'd make it work. I'd make it work.
Okay.
You believe?
I would love to see an
believe
only
you
offensive
me.
lineman football team, dude.
Well, that's a good question. What position, if you filled out an entire team with it, would be
tight ends.
That's a good answer. I
That's an
don't
easy
hate that
answer.
answer.
Yeah, it was either that or linebackers for me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's a good answer too. I like linebackers.
I think punters. No, I think actually I didn't have that in my mind already. I think those two are the correct answers though.
That tight end, you can run it, you can throw it. Strong guys,
Good
but on the
blocking.
line. Yeah, I think if you had a team of just the tight ends, you'd be
You're right. Okay.
pretty good.
Wow. Well, that wasn't as fun of a question as I thought.
It's a good thought
It's
experiment
because we're geniuses.
Okay, well
guess.
let's think of the not so obvious ones.
What are the bad
like,
ones?
what do you think a team would look like if they were, let's say, just DBs?
You'd get fucking mowed down on the line.
Yeah.
You just would. And that's why tight end is such an obvious answer. Because
And you're not going to catch shit.
right. Right.
Well, you might, but probably not.
Yeah. The favorite quote is when a defender drops an interception, they always go, well, that's why they play defense.
I was going to say, I don't remember what I was going to say now.
I'm sorry. I
fucked me.
stole the spot.
I was just going to say every DB is just a bad wide receiver.
Yeah. But dude,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This transitions into another kind of sports question. What do you think the hardest position in all of sports is?
Well, I mean, all of sports.
All of sports.
Well, I'm thinking cricket right now, and I'm
dude, low key, they throw that thing 110.
dude. Yeah, and
On
you got to
the
bounce
bounce?
it too.
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck.
Have you guys ever played cricket before?
Yeah, in middle school,
like in high school,
gym.
yeah, like shit like that.
But it wasn't even real cricket, but it was fun.
See, I did it with when I worked. Yeah, one of the places I worked, a bunch of us went out to like a beer garden, and like there was like a kind of like a baseball field nearby, and so a bunch of us, like we had one Australian guy and a bunch of Indian guys, like
That's
Were they
big.
goated?
India the country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
it was
I
fun.
got you.
Yeah, it was
We're talking cricket. I know what
Yeah.
you're saying.
and it was fun. I mean, I mean, obviously they were like I don't know what pitcher's not the right term, but
Bowler.
you know
It's a bowler.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
So yeah, I had a coworker from Bangladesh taught me all about this stuff.
Okay,
man.
there was that, and then we just kind of hit and ran. It was fun. I had a good time. You know, I got to tell you, I got to show you. I got to pull this up, and maybe you can add this to the YouTube show. But one of the funniest graphics I've ever seen. I was like trying to learn how to play cricket before this happened.
Okay.
And this stick figure has the largest ass I've ever seen in my life.
What?
Which, by the way, while you find that, go check out our visual stuff on YouTube. We don't have
There's
much.
not a lot.
We don't have much yet, but if for things like this, you can go over to our YouTube and check out what we're talking about. We usually put it in.
We
there.
got pictures of my feet in the foot to buckle episode, and I think that's the same episode that we got the video of Mick on the beach.
Yeah, go check out Joe's feet. They're terrible.
It's gross.
You'll puke.
Yeah. But I think
Okay, here it is. Wow, that dude.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, please send that to me. We'll throw that up real quick.
Send that
so
to me.
everyone can see that.
Send that to me right now.
Hold on, we got to take a break real quick.
Yeah, hold on. Can you just send? I'm leaving, actually.
I'm not coming
But
back.
please make sure to airdrop that to me right now. My airdrop's open for everyone.
No, I'm thinking hardest position.
I have my answer.
I got my answer. It's a pretty obvious one. So like when they do team bowling, you got two people on the team, and the second one's a celebrity. That's got to be the hardest position to play, being the celebrity
And
bowler
Carson,
and being
what is
expected to
your
do good.
I'm going to say, I mean, I don't know. Probably my go-to answer on that is probably an NHL goaltender.
I thought you were going to say
Very
that,
good
dude.
answer.
Getting
Yeah.
fucking rocks launched at you.
There are like
That's gotta
5
be scary.
correct answers. It's soccer, hockey, goalie. It's quarterback in football, DB in football, and catcher in baseball.
Okay.
Specifically, cornerback in football. Safety is a little bit easier, but yeah, I think those are the. If anyone answers those,
I love how
5,
3 of those are just like something getting thrown at you fast as fuck.
and I 100%.
1,000 miles an hour.
I mean, really though, like good
the other one
Lord.
is just like being very vulnerable, and DB. I don't know why are you saying DB?
You just have to have physically by far the hardest. You have to be reactionary to world grade athletes and be smart in your zone and in man, but that's not really even what plays into it. Imagine having to shadow the fastest, strongest, biggest person perfectly for 99% of your snaps. That sounds horrible.
That just sounds hard. I played football. I could never do that. I was defensive end, but then they ended up taking me off that, just doing offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and quarterback, like you have to know what everyone's doing, what way the line is shifting, how all of your X, Y, and Z receivers are moving, how your tight end is moving, when he's going to drop out, when he's going to leave his block, how the running back's going to be in pass pro. You got to go through your progression, and then not to mention you have to have the physical capability to thread a needle 44 yards down the field,
And then, like I said, you're also in a very vulnerable position where
Yeah,
you get blindsided from the back, not know you're about to get hit, and just take a big one.
by a freaking, again, world-class
by Goliath.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh my God. And then my personal answer is catcher, because not only do you have to call a game for 9 innings perfectly, and you have that defensive side of it, like we talked about with hockey and soccer, but you also have to do the hardest thing in sports, which is hit a fucking baseball. And you cannot convince me otherwise that that's not the hardest specific thing to do in sports.
I've hit a baseball before.
Golly, dude. I mean, you watch some of these guys. It's sickening, bro. It is sickening what they can do with a baseball now.
Yeah, I used my I think it was my dad's is either my great grandpa or my dad's great grandpa. He had his catcher's mitt, and we were using it just in the basement. Dude, it doesn't bend at all. It's just like the ball hits the mitt and you got to grab it with your other hand while it's in the mitt.
What was this?
Jeez.
It's either mine or my dad's great grandpa's catcher's mitt.
Oh,
and like I said,
God.
it was just like a giant piece of leather that like padded your hand from taking a pounding. So like it would just hit it and you got to grab it at the same time or you're going to drop it.
Well, dude, that's like, I read a biography on Mariano Rivera, and he said that like when he was growing up, and he was of course in like a very poor area, they would get a literal sheet of cardboard, cut a slit into it, and then just tuck their hand, like if this was the cardboard sheet, they'd tuck their hand back here, have their palm exposed, and that was their glove.
Yeah, I mean, that's what my friend Eric used to do when he was growing up.
Seriously?
No.
Oh, I was like, wow.
I'm from a very poor town, so I wouldn't be surprised if someone did that.
Yeah, man. But it's like, it's just that, I mean, heart and commitment. Mo turns into the best closer of all time. Like, that's a cool story. Love that.
Yeah.
I do. now he's in weird talks. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. What's happened with him?
Allegedly. Now
Allegedly.
we have to do that. Allegedly, he and his wife are in a trafficking.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that happened to my buddy Eric too. He also got an alleged trafficking situation with his wife.
Dude, okay. So here's my best Mariano Rivera fact. More people have walked on the moon than have scored an earned run on Mariano Rivera in the playoffs. And that, I could say that same thing about me, but the Yankees were in the playoffs for 20 fucking years with Mo, and he was closing every one of those damn games. Like, that is unbelievable.
How many innings did he close?
I can't answer that right away, but if I had to give you an educated guess, let's say he was doing 10, let's say 10 games for 15 years. We'll say 100 plus innings. I would say, he gave up, I think it was 10 earned runs over 100 innings. That's freaking phenomenal. So good. Actually, I'm gonna look that up while you guys.
I mean, with that logic, more people have walked on the moon than have, scored on me in hockey. So am I the best goaltender of all time?
I put the preface of how many innings he's played.
I gotta be either like retarded or like American pilled, because I thought there's only like 3 or 4 people that have been walked on the moon.
I think it's 12.
Yes, yeah.
It's 11 or 12.
Like I said, I'm either retarded or American pilled, one of the two.
Yes.
I was unaware of that.
Wow, my guess was really good. I said 150, and it's 141.
That's pretty close.
That's really good.
Not even close.
ERA of 0.7, lowest among pitchers with 30 postseason innings. That's unbelievable. Yeah. Dude. So speaking of being pilled, I was playing Marvel Rivals, and Doctor Strange says this thing where it's like,
take the red pill.
The power of Vishanti or something like that. And I was like, no fucking way. Did Doctor Strange just say through the power of Frashanti? And my friend Tilden was like, you've been so Michael pilled. Like,
put him on your trinket belt. Doctor Strange is on there now too.
After that one. The homie's on there too.
So let's go back to Mariano Rivera.
Let's do it. I love him.
So
Marinero
Rivera.
So where does he rank on? You just mentioned he's probably got the lowest ERA of this, but he's probably one of the higher ERAs of human traffickers.
Yeah, gotta be right.
Gotta be up there.
Gotta be up there.
Is he though? Like, how big is this allegation?
I don't know. And honestly,
there's got to be bigger traffickers than him, though. I wouldn't even call him. He might not even be top 10% if you ask me.
Unsubstantiated.
Come on, man.
Nothing's pulling up.
Because it's not true, dude. You're just accusing people of trafficking
unbelievable.
Other people.
We won't have this.
You know who's number one, dude? My boy Epstein and his woman Giselle. That's got to be number one trafficker of all time, right?
Yeah, those numbers were
at least
okay.
If not the
here's the full story.
If not the biggest numbers, at least the most popular. We'll say that.
Mariano Rivera, the legendary New York Yankees pitcher, this is from CBS News.
Okay.
And his wife are accused of failing to protect a young girl who was sexually abused by an older child during a summer camp trip. Oh, that's
not trafficking.
No, I heard this thing getting blown.
That's more like almost like because they're not parents, but it's almost like child abuse. Not negligible
neglect.
That's
not a good situation.
In a lawsuit filed this month, lawyers for the girl allege that Hall of Fame closer, and like how they keep prefacing this dude fucking rocked at baseball.
This guy's awesome at baseball. He's letting children get abused.
And his wife Clara Rivera, a pastor at the Refuge of Hope, blah blah blah, flew from New York to Florida to investigate after the girl's mother expressed concerns about her daughter's safety in a trip back in 2018. So I don't know. That's all the news I've got. I just was seeing on Twitter a bunch of jokes about it.
Yeah, listen, this guy, this is like the Kobe situation. This guy might have gotten into some issues legally in a sexual realm, but he's the GOAT.
But man, can that dude shoot an orange ball? Holy shit.
He may be a rapist, but oh my God.
Did you see the O2 finals? Come on.
That's like all of athletics and pop culture. Everyone's a terrible person once you get to the top.
Can you be good with the ball? All right. You're off the hook.
So you might have killed OJ, dude. Bro,
Ray Lewis murdered somebody, and they were like, yeah. Yeah,
He's kind of he's good enough a football
allegedly.
star.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly OJ killed someone too.
He's not here anymore. He can't.
He did that shit.
He can't sue us.
He did that shit.
What's he gonna do?
What's
OJ gonna do? He's not gonna do anything. He's dead.
Another OJ appearance on the podcast. Speaking of recurring appearances, anyone?
When are we going to Popeyes?
Dude, fun fact, most embarrassing moment of my life. I went to this mall with my buddy Elliot. I hadn't seen him in a long time, and we're shopping for my Vegas trip. And he goes, "Dude, let's go here." And it was Popeyes, but all I saw was like Louisiana chicken, and I was like, "Louisiana chicken? I've never had that before." And he's like, "That's a fucking Popeyes, dude!" like look up.
That chicken from Popeyes.
And I was like, "Oh my god, should I do it?" And they didn't have the Don Julio collab either.
Oh,
so I didn't eat anything.
What a shame.
Yeah, it was a total freaking shame.
All right, now it's time for our blind ranking this week. So I have come up with the topic and the answers, I suppose, and Mick and Joe are going to give their rankings. I got to give Joe. I can write. I guess.
I had another.
Joe's
pad.
our scribe. It's on the ground.
I know. I was going to grab it.
Joe's always the writing guy. Speaking of questions, answers, I hate that about Jeopardy. Love Jeopardy. I used to watch it every day after high school, but I hate that they're clues.
That's what makes it unique, a trivia show.
What is, like, they give you the answer.
That's fun.
What are these nuts?
Oh, like the time I made the Jeopardy for the group chat. I mean, I made you guys answer in the form of a question.
Which, by the way, I got fucking robbed.
Yeah, you did. I think I left the trophy at the hotel.
No, the monkey trophy.
It was the best thing I've ever had in my life. I think I left it there.
No.
Oh my God.
It's nowhere to be seen in my house. I looked for it the other day.
Oh.
It made me so. It was the coolest thing
Damn
ever,
it,
and I
love
fucked
the
it.
monkey trophy.
You
I
fucked
it.
it.
I
You
fucked
fucked
all,
the
we're not
trophy?
going to do Jeopardy in the future because I fucked it.
You
I
fucked
the
the
trophy.
monkey?
No one wants it now.
Oh,
I'll take it.
all right. Okay.
All right, pal.
Where's the fucking trophy, Joe?
It's actually in my asshole. All right. What you got for us? What's the topic?
All right. So our topic is sponsored sporting event names.
Okay.
Incredible.
So now, what I've got this week are a collection of golf tournaments and NASCAR races that now these sports aren't rich enough to name their own stuff, so they have to have sponsors.
Joe,
and so we've got a blind ranking of sponsored sporting event names.
Let's switch it up. Let's do one together.
All right, let's do it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do one together.
How many we got? 5?
We've got 5.
An example would be, and I don't know if this is on there, but like the FedEx Cup for golf.
Sure.
So that's a sponsored event.
Yeah.
They cut, something like that.
I've come up with some fun ones. I've found some fun ones.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Our first one here, we'll do the Go Bowling at the Glen. Now this is a NASCAR race.
Oh, I thought that would have been a golf one just because it says at the Glen.
Nope.
It feels like a golf thing.
The Glen, Watkins Glen is a racetrack in New York.
Okay.
The Go Bowling.
Go bowling.
Go
But
bowling
they're
at the
racing. They're not bowling.
That's
so
right. The Go Bowling.
As a bowling guy, though, I feel like you're biased to put it higher.
But I'm a little thrown off, and I was going to put it really high if it was a bowling event. But now I want to drop it because
I want to drop it to a 5, honestly, but I'm fine with the 4.
I would be good with the 4. I like bowling enough to put it at 4.
I like I liked it better when there was I think many years back there was the Go Bowling 400. I think that sounds a little bit better.
Yeah,
than
it sounds like you're trying to get 100.
But nice. But the Go Bowling at the Glen is a current iteration.
I got to be honest, I'm a little peeved. I might throw it in 5. It pissed me off that it
pissed
wasn't
you off that you're not bowling. Who's it? Wait, who's even sponsoring this? Who's bowling? Who's
Who the fuck is bowling?
No, I'm being serious. Who's sponsoring?
I think it's
this event?
gobowling.com. I don't
That's
know.
a thing?
I don't know how they get their money. I don't know how this Big Bowling is got their fingers in everybody's pie.
There's got to be something worse than that. I think 4's fine.
4.
All right, Go Bowling at the Glen for number 4.
Okay.
All right. This one just happened last weekend. on the senior tour in golf, we got the Cologuard Classic.
The Cologuard. I've gotten so many Cologuard's ads recently on HBO Max.
This is affectionately known as by one of my favorite golf podcasts, The Shotgun Start, as the Dump in a Box Classic.
The Cologuard Classic, is that what it's called?
Cologuard Classic.
That
little
That's a good
animatronic
name.
box that walks around dancing and then gets shit shat into.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You've never seen the commercials?
Well, I mean,
No.
not the. I mean,
I've seen Cologuard ads. I don't remember a box.
No
getting
one
pooped in.
shits in the box on the commercials.
yeah, that's just what you do to screen yourself for colon cancer.
Okay, I got you. The way the box is the mascot for those ads.
Yes.
Dude, this got to be number 2.
Yeah, I was going to say number 2.
Number 2.
Cologuard Classic, number 2, easy. I had
I
no
almost
idea that was
said
the
one,
mascot.
but
I'm close.
But
I'm
there's
so
better.
close.
There's better. Carson's got better.
The
That means there's only
Dump in a Box
one better,
Classic.
though.
I'm good, but Cologuard's
Cologuard
good.
Classic is
2. I'm good with 2.
Listen, Cologuard, I know what Cologuard is, so it's funny. The fact that the mascot is the box makes it number 2.
Yeah, he just
for
wanders,
sure.
so he just dances
And
around.
he is chipper.
Yeah,
Let me tell
he's
you.
way too happy for what his job is.
I agree. Everyone needs the Cologuard fucking mantra, kind of like, hey, I get shit on every day, but I walk around with a smile, you know.
He's saving lives.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out Cologuard, shout out that box.
Shout out colonoscopies, shout out prostate exams. If you're over 40, get your prostate exam.
Or just go for fun.
Go for fun. Who cares?
We know, yeah, we're up in the air about the Cologuard, the Dump in a Box Classic, but we are an anti-colon cancer podcast.
We are very
anti, dude.
The worst
We're anti all cancer. Dude.
worst prostate exam I ever got was I was getting it, and the doctor, I noticed like halfway through,
Was not a doctor.
no, he was going in and out, which I thought was normal, but he had both his hands on my shoulders. So I was,
Come on, man.
Come on.
Dude, my worst one was I was like, dude, this feels like way too big. And I was like, dude, that's a hairbrush that's in my butthole right now. And then I realized, I was like, oh, I'm the one that put it there. All right, that's we're past the cruise sections. Move on.
Next, we got on the DP World Tour, we got the Magical Kenya Open presented by ABSA.
oh, I love
The
that.
CP.
The Magical Kenya Open.
I love that.
Magical
don't know.
Kenya Open.
I think it's not.
It sounds like a Disney theme park.
I think it's just like Kenya tourism, like trying to hype themselves
It
up.
sounds like one of the like Magic Kingdoms at Disney World. Or
I
whatever.
think that is that is a quintessential 3.
What's it called?
The Magical Kenya Open presented by ABSA.
Okay, I'm fine with 3. You got way too excited. I thought you were going to want to put it at 1 for a
No,
second.
no, but I do
Okay.
love it. I like
it's,
it.
It's not a 5.
No,
definitely.
no,
And we already got 2 and 3 taken. Can't be a 1 personally, but
No, I
that's a perfect
100%
three.
agree. It's
Perfect 3.
definitely not a 1.
The Magical Kenya Open.
Magical Kenya
I like
Open.
its charm. I think it's got charm.
Yeah. My one guy I played golf against in high school actually played in the Magical Kenya Open this
Really?
year. Yeah.
Nice.
How'd he do?
I don't know.
Dead last.
I don't know. He's on the DP World Tour.
DNS, dude. Did not start.
Did not start.
All right, next up we got the this is in the Xfinity series, the second best series in NASCAR. This one just has a lot of words. We got the call811.com every dig every time 200.
Dude, I before I moved out here, I thought 811 was like a Michigan thing. I didn't realize it was national.
Dude, call before you dig, brother.
gotta
You
call
have to
before
call
you-
before
Okay,
you
I'm
dig,
not
dude.
gonna lie.
You don't want to hit up the Cologuard sewer line.
Yeah, you don't want to dump in the air.
I am perfectly fine with putting this at 5
Yeah.
because imagine you're like, hey, bro, let's go to the bar and let's go watch the call811.com fucking.
Every dig every time 200.
It's
I'm
a
not doing that.
it's a weird name, but like, let's talk about the most popular golf party of all time, Waste Management. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you want to go to a tournament called Waste Management, but it's the most like one of the most, other than Masters, probably
It's a party.
second
Fun fact,
most
I've played
popular.
that course. I may have brought
Really?
that up on the
I didn't know
podcast.
that.
Yeah,
I don't think you have.
played that course. I've played both of the Scottsdale courses, but I played the like hole 16 classic. And I actually parred that hole. Or I might have birdied it. I can't remember. But I did good on. I did well. I chipped it up close.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it was the call 811 every time, every dig.
Every dig every time.
Every dig every time.
Every dig every time 200.
I'm sick of saying it. 200. Stop. There's too much going on.
Can we put that at 6? I know we got 5.
I'm good with 6.
All right, what you guys have at number
Gotta be
one
number
here,
one.
you're gonna like this. It's on the senior tour again on the senior tour golf, the Dick's Open.
Oh,
so
number
good.
one.
Also
Easy.
affectionately known as the Dick Open.
The
the Dick's Open.
ladies, the Dick's Open.
We're not gonna. I like how they didn't even include sporting goods. They just said Dick's Open.
That went over my head. I thought it was some dude named like Richard. Like,
Nope, it's
Richard Delicious.
yeah, no, that's great.
Nope, it's the sporting goods company, and they just decided not to add the sporting goods. It's the Dick's Open.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
just completely incredible.
I love that. All right, for those of you who can't keep up at home, 1 through 5, we got number 1, the Dick's Open Classic. Number 2, the Cologuard Classic. Number 3, the Magical Kenya Open. Number 4, go bowling at the Glen. And number 5, call 811 every dig, every time 200. Golf made the top 3, and NASCAR was the bottom 2.
That's fair. And
I guess NASCAR just sucks ass at naming things.
And the seniors got it figured out.
I think
the senior tour has the good sponsors.
They've got it
They
figured
do.
out.
They know their audience with the Cologuard Classic.
I was going to say, I'm just putting that together now that the senior one was sponsored by Cologuard Classic.
Who do you think their target audience is?
Yeah,
Definitely those seniors.
Yeah, you
dude,
gotta have the
but-
dump in a box class.
But who's watching golf? A lot of old people.
Yeah,
So
fair enough. I guess, yeah, it wouldn't
doesn't
matter.
matter who's playing. You got your
Fair.
target audience
Now-
watching the ads.
Now let's do a little exercise here. What like sponsored events like are sponsored by companies like you don't want to be at? Like
Dude.
one that I came up with was the like the Enron Financial Responsibility Open.
Is it
Like
a
that's
real one?
No, Enron is no.
I would do something like the Fireball sponsored NASCAR event, something where it's like clearly
Everyone's just yakking on the infield.
no, it's
they
like
already are. but
clearly drinking and driving should not go together, and then boom,
That'd be awesome.
an
That would be-
alcoholic sponsor.
NASCAR races are awesome because you can
The
like
Everclear 400.
there you go. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
nice. Yeah, and like speaking of which, don't take this business idea, please. I've already got it patented, but I want to in Vegas open like
Drinking and driving.
yeah, like I'm serious.
That's called golf.
Yeah.
No, like that's like I would get a bunch of nice cars and I would do obstacle courses, and then I would make sure that you're in between a range of like 0.08, so like the legal limit, and like 0.16, so that you're like not passed out. And then you have an obstacle course, and like you see how good you like. It's like Top Golf, but with like drunk driving.
Do you have like governors on the cars, or are they just able to go like 100 miles an hour?
You
to
have
each other?
a member in the car with you that has.
That's worse. That's not a governor.
It's like student driving, and they can cut your.
They can they
Yeah,
can do the dummy brakes.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, but like, I would. Who are you going to get to be the guy in the car with them? Who's going to want to do that?
I'll pay $1,000 an hour.
I'm in.
All right, never mind. You got
That's
me.
what I
Yeah.
thought.
No.
I don't know what insurance company is going to take this, but we'll figure.
The
The general.
The general, dude. I was going to
They
say
do the general
that was going to be
championship?
mine when we were done with this. I was going to be part of the general 150.
Yeah, the general.
We're going to call it the 150.
The general.
The
500.
general 5. It's only 5 mile race.
The general 5. It's
like
a 5. You can only go 5 miles an hour. That's all the general insurance.
That's
is.
all
It's
they'll
like-
cover you.
It's a 5 mile race with the same length as a normal NASCAR event.
Going fucking in reverse.
I got the JG Wentworth 877 Cash Now Championship.
Is that just like a
good.
play on the dig every time, every
Kind of,
dig
yeah.
every time?
G Wentworth 877 cash now. That was pretty good.
877 cash. No.
If I was on that bus, that commercial, have you seen the one where like everybody on the bus sings?
Yeah.
I would just blow it up.
That's like the equivalent of what we talked about last time with the
With the plane.
plane. All right, I got a good one. Golf tournament. The Zinchino 12 6 milligrams in your mouth at a time.
nice.
Open.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you, dude. I would do that one. You can't play a hole unless you have 12 6 milligrams in your mouth. You can change them out between holes, but you have to play the same hole. 12 6 milligram in your mouth every hole.
I wonder what would happen to me.
You'd probably like feel really sick.
Yeah, you just probably throw up.
You
right?
probably feel
Am
like
I
really
allowed
hot.
to spit? Can I spit?
You can spit. You don't have to swallow.
I
Not
might.
when you're with me though, but
For real though, yeah.
during the
Oh.
tournament, it's fine.
Right.
You know, they don't want they don't want to kill everyone.
Right.
They just want to make it challenging.
I wonder what my limit is because I've put in like 4 before and not like swallowed and not blinked. Like,
Yeah. We also have the NyQuil 400.
Nice.
It's not what you think, though. You don't take the NyQuil. You just like have to have a fever in order to participate in the race.
Oh, very good. I love that. You're very good at this, Joe.
Yeah,
We're subverting expectations on that one. You thought people what you were thinking is that you were thinking of the Benadryl 500, where you take
I was thinking
4
about
Benadryls and then race.
You're right. I was thinking about that. I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah, and then just launch into the wall off turn 1.
Speaking of launching into walls, were you guys on Instagram the other week when people like post these videos and it was just like, oh, dude almost gets into a crash, and then it's just the most horrific car accident you've ever seen in your life. No. Dude, it's like I think, and it was like everywhere. It was like made news of how many people were getting videos like that, and I think they're getting away with it because the caption was like, "Oh, they almost got in a car accident."
What?
And then the video was that like definitely people dying that you were watching.
No.
Yeah, I saw at least one.
Dude, I've seen bad car wrecks on YouTube. These are the most horrific car accidents I've ever seen in my life. Like
Dude.
Cars exploding upon impact.
That's terrible.
It was crazy. I saw some the other day. They're kind of funny, but they're they're awful. But you can't. It's like the train wreck. You can't look away,
dude.
Like, you have to keep watching.
You have to keep watching.
I scroll through all of them every time I see them. They're awful, but like I can't help myself from just watching these videos of just, oh my God. I've never seen cars get like launched like from just hitting a curb like I have in those videos. It's insane.
Dude, there are some NASCAR crashes that are insane.
Oh yeah, I've seen some bad. Dude, they had one that was like an F1. Dude missed the turn, hit the thing, went flying into the crowd. They showed one of like there was a guy driving some jet plane, like a fighter jet, and he's doing tricks and he's going too low with it, and then just mowed into a crowd of people.
Oh.
Just fucking took them out. No one, if you got hit by that thing, if you touched it, you did not survive. I guarantee
no
it.
Chance.
Like it was wild, the kind of things that they let them get away with just because they said, "Oh, it almost happened, but it didn't."
Insane.
Dude, so I was just Googling, bro. Speaking of Benadryl, I totally forgot. A situation I had in the past, I was always around a cat, and I am allergic as hell to cats.
Same.
And so like I had to take Benadryl, like
You saw the Shadow Man?
all the time. No. But I had to take Benadryl all the fucking time, like for months. And then I saw this thing that was like Benadryl can be linked to all of these terrible things. So I quit taking it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure that like I'm fucked. I'm going to have like dementia at 12.
I'm going to have dementia at 12. 12?
12?
I'm going to have dementia because all of my great-grandparents did.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I'm fast tracking that way.
Yeah,
bro.
I think I've got it on both sides. I think I'm toast.
I never knew. I guess I only took maybe half a Benadryl whenever I needed it. So I never realized that it had all these weird effects on your brain, like especially when you're sleeping. Like people say NyQuil gives you weird dreams. Benadryl apparently is even worse, but I never experienced it. But
yeah, I get weird dreams on NyQuil.
I was around cats at my friend's house. I stayed the night, and I knew I was allergic, but it only made my eyes feel puffy and like my throat scratchy, and it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't that bad. I slept at his house one night. The next morning I woke up and I could not open my left eye because it was so swollen and like there was so much crust on it that it just glued. I had to pry it open with my fingers.
I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was like, oh my, I was freaking out. I was like, I can't see.
Dude, pink eye is probably the worst thing on planet Earth. I hate.
See,
Shout out Bob Costas.
Shout out pink eye. You see, I've just gotten to the point where I've rubbed so much fecal matter in my eyes, I don't get pink eye anymore. I've like grown. It's like when you slowly dose poison to build immunity. It's like that, but like poop in my eyes. So I can't get pink eye anymore. It's not physically possible for me to contract
This
it.
episode is brought to you by the Cologuard Classic.
Dude, I saw a fucking tweet of, it's so mean, but it's so funny. It was like this guy and he was like very
anal leakage.
Like he was just unhygienic.
Okay.
And a tweet reply said, "This is the human embodiment of pink eye."
I saw a post that was like, how fed up you got to be to invent deodorant. that one made me laugh really hard. Because like, how fed up do you have to be like, all right, motherfucker, take this. I made it. Put it on right now. pal.
Do you think it was a guy that was very self-aware, or do you think it was a case like that?
I think you have to be self-aware to invent it, and I think you have to be like that to spread it. I think because like you know how Band-Aids were invented, dude's wife was super clumsy, so he just kind of made them himself, and then someone saw they're like, you should get this patented. Wow. Someone else was like, yeah. I think it's kind of like that, except it's like the guy that invented it was self-aware. The guy that said you should patent it was like fed the fuck up.
Yeah, he was like, I am.
He's like, I'm not going to do anything about this, but like someone's got to do something.
Yeah, Don Deodorant was like, I'm tired of this shit. Get out of here. Put this on. And I made it, and there you go.
He went to one nightclub and was like, this is it. Not everyone can smell like shit. And now they still do. So we need a revamp. What is that about that? Like everyone I know doesn't smell bad and takes care of themselves. And when we go out to bars or like clubs, everyone I'm going with is like normal, but somehow everyone there smells like shit.
I don't know if it's everyone, but there's always one guy that's super close to you that you don't know that just smells like BO.
Super bad.
And he's next to you the whole night somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. They may put them there. They might be plants. Yeah.
They're like, maybe if I drink more, I won't smell them anymore. That's the psychology behind that.
Have you ever all right. So speaking of drinking a lot, what would you say is, now that we're kind of like past college, what would you say your like limit is? Like you have 7 beers and you're like, this is perfect. Because like in college you get fucked up, you know what I mean? But now you don't really get fucked up. You just get drunk.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because it depends. Because I did black out on 18 mimosas in 1 hour at a brunch.
Oh, that's right.
At brunch after college.
I mean, sometimes it happens.
So, dude, that was the worst I've ever felt from a hangover because it just lasted that whole day.
Oh, dude, we're at the point
awful.
where we're getting like 2-day hangovers now.
Yeah, speak for yourself. But
you don't get those?
I was fine the second day, but the fact that it happened so early in the morning, I didn't get, you sleep it off. You sleep off some of it. You feel awful in the morning and maybe afternoon. For you, I guess 2 days, you old soul. But that one was it was the same day. And I had to be awake the entire day. And I just felt like I had a fever. Like I felt so sick.
I hate those hangovers, bro.
It was awful. But I get like, I don't know. If I go hard enough, I'll get like, I don't feel good for most of the day. But like, I don't think I've ever had one that was 2 days, maybe once, where it felt like in the morning, next morning I was still a little sick, but then I was fine after I ate.
You agree though? They're happening.
Oh yeah, he's old as hell.
Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. There was just a couple weeks ago, went out with some friends. Shout out 2 Point Joe for driving us that night.
Hey yo.
I think it's just a local dive bar. And I spent $84. I was like, but
Jesus.
By the time, and another 30 on Touchtunes. But
he drank. What was the drink from Superbad? Goldschlager. Goldschlager. Yeah.
What was I drinking? I was just drinking Crown and Cokes. I mean, and then
were you buying drinks for other people?
Not really. I did a few. I bought a few,
but
not very many.
That would probably be like 11 or 12 Crown and Cokes.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they just had Pepsi, and Pepsi's a little too sweet for me. So like, I got to a point where it's like, this is too sweet for me. So then I started. Double. Yep, that's right.
Hell yeah.
So then I started doing.
Did you count those as 1 or 2 on your list?
Probably 1.5, but some of them were really stiff, so probably 2. But I mean, I don't remember how many I had because one of our other friends bought like a round of shots, and then like they made like extra, and so we basically it was like a 2 rounds of shots. I was like, oh, that's come on,
2 for 1.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So that was I feel like the right level. Like I wasn't like too far gone, but I was like pretty drunk.
Yeah.
So I mean, to try and figure out how many that was between, I've had a few beers with dinner and then we went out. I mean, I would probably say that was like, for me as a big guy, it was probably like 12 or 15. Okay. And I mean, this is over a course of
12 or 15 or 12 to 15. Well, come on.
Yes, one and the same.
13 and 14 makes a big difference between the two.
I mean, somewhere in there. I mean, and I woke up we went to one of our other friends' house to drop him off, and he fell asleep mid-conversation. But I took a beer out of his fridge and started drinking it as a road soda on the way home in 2 Point Joe's vehicle. And then I just woke up the next morning. It was like sitting in my fridge with like a plastic wrap over it. I'm like, what? How did this get here?
That's funny. I mean, you talk about the perfect level of drunk, and that brings me to a story. And I can't remember if I've told this on the pod or not. I don't think I have. But before we went to Colorado, me and Mick made a stop to visit some of our friends who are still in college. And we went out to a bar. And they were telling me there's a drink that's tradition when you turn 21 to go there and get this shot. And I wouldn't even call it a shot personally. It was more of an experience.
I would say capital punishment.
Capital punishment experience, whatever you want to call it. Let me describe this to you. And maybe I'll put the video if I remember, if you're on YouTube. But you drink like a wine portion, basically. It's in a wine glass. It's like looks like a portion of wine.
This is a really
of this
good way
green
of
liquor. And after drinking it, I found out I knew it was Rumpelmans. After drinking it, I found out it was Rumpelmans 150 or 151. Either way, it's 75% alcohol.
Eesh.
It gets worse.
You have to chug it. So first he sets it on fire, and then he puts the fumes out. So you're just chugging hot liquor.
No, the fire's after.
No, he put fire to it before.
He did both?
He did both.
Oh.
He put the fire to it.
Oh, you're right.
And then covered it up. So I'm just chugging hot liquor. I'm like, okay, this is gross. Hot mint liquor, gross. And then he sets the fumes on fire again, puts them out, and then you have to suck them through a straw.
He puts a coaster over the glass to keep the fumes in, and then you take like a cocktail straw.
Geez.
Yeah, and the first time I did it, it hurt my lungs so bad. I took like just a tiny little sip, and he's like, "Nah, you got to go again." So I was like, "Oh fuck, all right." So he sets it back on fire, puts it out. I go back in, and I just like trying so hard not to like yak. And then the next 15 minutes after that, I feel like I'm going to puke every time I speak. But then after that, my stomach didn't hurt anymore, and I was at the perfect level of drunk. And it's a good way to get there. It's a good, fast way to get there, but I would not recommend doing that for anyone. Yeah. So
in college, my number was 11. My perfect number was 11.
Usually high school mine was 14.
Like, dang. But yeah, my perfect number was 11, and it was pretty quick. Not like insanely quick, but I mean, a reasonable pace of 11.
My go-to is like Fireball right away.
Gross.
It's the first thing I drink.
Disgusting.
It's psychopathic, I agree, but I go with Fireball, shooters, whatever. And once you feel drunk, I make the switch over to Coors Banquet. And then I just maintain that drunk. So it's never like, depending on what I eat that day, what time of night, how tired I am, it's a play it by ear on the Fireball. And then I maintain with the Banquets. And it's been foolproof for me for years now.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Kind of thing.
And that's a fucked up combo to most people, but to me. And you know what? Speaking.
Oh, I was going to do the same thing.
Really?
Go ahead.
Speaking of partying, is that where you were going?
That's exactly where I was going.
We got a little bit of a draft, and we want to make sure that this is a good funny. We liked our trinket belt bit, so we're going to keep it funny like that, but we're also going to mix in the serious things, and we're doing party essentials. So we're doing a draft of party essentials. What if you go to that party, it's fucking live? I
got like 2 things.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't have very many.
My list is shallow, I'd say.
Mine is too.
I think, and the reason, let me get some preface real quick before we get into why I think mine is because I like a party. You got the music, obviously, but I like a party where I'm talking to people. I'm not really dancing kind of thing.
Sure.
And that's, I don't know. I like the conversations at the party personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm kind of there too.
Who has the least amount of starts? Because
starts
to the draft.
Well, I mean, I think
I have the most.
You have the most, probably Carson and me.
So we can go like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did the last one. So we'll Carson. You take
Carson to Joe to Mick.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's one that I want to take first, but I just can't take first because you obviously have to take booze first.
Yeah,
I mean,
you do.
You can't not take. anything else other than that.
No, it's a good answer. It's the number one.
And then I gotta take the obvious second, music.
Yep.
And personally, like my favorite, I just like throwback music. Give me some Kesha, something like that. But also my favorite, if someone's like, Joe, what song do you want? I'm like, dude, put on Dirty Little Secret. Nice. I like that song at a house party, dude. That's so fun.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Nice. And I'll add on to that. I like when you have like the Spotify Jam going. You've got like different people throwing stuff in there.
Did you say house music?
No, I said at a house party. I hate house music.
No, we didn't say.
If there's house music at a party, if I'm not talking to someone, I'm just not having a good time.
Fuck off.
It's just not my thing. That's just me.
I'm playing.
It's personal preference.
Okay, I've got 2 really good answers.
All right, let's hear them.
Go number 1, party pit. There's got to be a fucking dog or a sick ass like fish tank, and everyone's enthralled by it.
And you think that's the number 3 pick overall for this?
Dude, party pets make shit live. Like you don't want it to be like, think about it. You've got like a fucking dog and no one's playing loud music to like disturb his poor little innocent ears. But he's fucking hanging out with you. You know, you're patting him on the stomach, letting him know he's a good boy and shit. That's fair.
That's fair.
My number 2 is that one guy that you don't know how he got there, but he's there and he won't stop talking to you, and he's there, so you've got to entertain him.
I'm gonna say fringe guy,
but you keep no, it's not fringe guy. Like you don't know this guy.
Yeah, that's fringe guy.
No, fringe guy is like your friend that you sometimes invite. That's okay. Like the definition.
How about unknown? How about what do they call these guys then?
Like a wanderer.
The brutalist.
Yeah.
The brutalist. We're going to call him that.
I got a funny story about this. So one time I got super drunk at my buddy Cord's 20th birthday in my sophomore year at college. And it was the most live house party I've ever been to. It was stacked wall to wall. Like it was stacked. And we were having a good time drinking. And we kind of had like an after party at my place once it shut down at like 2. And the only people that came were like my buddies, all of our girlfriends at the time, and this dude named Spencer. And we went back and I was too fucked up to really give a shit. But after like an hour, like the drive back to my apartment and us just like cooling down, no loud music, not everyone's jamming in your ear, I was like, who the fuck is this guy in my apartment? And he's like, brother, you care if I crash here? And I was like, no, yeah, honestly, like we're going to take you home. So we took this guy home and he like, I feel like we dropped him off at like a medieval castle. I'm not kidding. I might've been too drunk, but literally we stopped and he was like, there's my house. And I swear to God, it was the courthouse. Like we were like, and we get there and he won't get out of the car. And I'm like, oh, this is where I get molested, like for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then he leans up, doesn't say bye to me. He grabs my girlfriend by both of her shoulders and he leans in and he goes, thank you so much.
Oh
and then
God.
And he leaves and I never saw him again. Like maybe I invented him. Maybe he was a figment of my imagination, but you got to have one of those guys at every bar.
Right. You got to have the brutalist. That's what we're going to call him.
Yeah.
I got a pick. I think it's a sleeper pick, so I'm going to save it for the next time after Max too. I'm going to throw it in there after. In order to have a good party though, you got to have like games and not. Yeah. And so, okay, the party you were at sounds, packed. My personal favorite party is where it's everyone I know and maybe 2 or 3 people that's friends with someone I haven't met before. And then I become friends with them because they're not annoying.
Yeah, man.
But in those situations, you got to have games. My favorite go-to were beer pong, obviously. Great game. And Ride the Bus, that's a good one. That was not the other one, but I love Ride the Bus. But there's other names for this one. I always called it Boom Cup, Slap Cup, Stack Cup, Rage Cage, whatever you want to call it. That game is awesome. So I'm going to say drinking games for my number. No,
that's a great
2.
answer. Great answer.
Yeah, that was. I was gonna take beer pong. Just
I'm all encompassing, baby.
Well, yeah, by its.
It is in these drafts. It's smart to go all encompassing sometimes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with my next pick. The girl that just doesn't shut up.
Oh, nice, amazing.
You gotta have one of those.
I had that. Amazing.
Whether she's just talking to you or whether she's talking to everybody, I mean, she's there and you just don't know what to do.
She's talking.
I mean, she's talking. I mean, do you like what she's saying or do you not like what she's saying?
Some of it's not a cognitive thought.
Yeah, some of it's like, okay. Like, some of it's like, okay, I understand. And then she starts talking about, I don't know, who knows what.
Who knows what?
So, I mean, you just got to have one of those
right.
at every party.
Yeah.
And going kind of counteracting that, you got to have the dude passed out on the couch.
Nice.
Whether either he drank too much or he took an edible or something and just passed out on the couch. I mean, you just have those. I mean, at my buddy's bachelor party last year, I was one of those guys. I drank way too much, and then I passed out watching NASCAR on the couch with another guy next to me who had taken an edible, and then another guy next to him who had also taken an edible.
Very good.
Nice.
And, we were passed out on the couch at like 4 p.m, or maybe it was like a little later than that, and then I woke up at midnight, ready to go, and everybody else was dead by then.
All right.
So that's where I'm going.
I guess you made me a liar. My sleeper pick was guy that gets way too drunk, and that goes into it.
So he stole
I'm
beer
just
pong?
gonna say I stole beer pong. You stole a guy that gets way too drunk for me. But I also have a little anecdote about that before I get into my pick.
Sure.
I was at a party once. I was talking to this one guy who told me he's like, oh, I talked to this one coach about going to run cross country in college. I was like, oh, dude, that's cool. So I was like, all right, well, he's got to be like, pretty fit dude, whatever. Like, he probably takes care of himself. He was drinking Natter Days, the pink lemonade beer.
Oh.
And then someone handed him a Coors Light. He took one sip and then puked on himself. But he didn't realize he did. And then he looked down and he's like, oh, shit. And then the next morning, someone walked in the bathroom and they came out. I can't remember the guy's name, so we're going to call him Jake. And they're like, dude, Jake's in the bathroom, laying by the toilet, and he shit his pants.
Oh.
Jake just had poop in his pants, dude.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Episode is brought to you by a Cologuard Classic.
Dude that gets way too drunk is such a good pick. And, you kind of tickled one of my other picks with the girl that won't shut up. I'm going to say the party slut, the girl that's just flirting with everyone no matter what.
You got to have one.
She might even have a boyfriend. She's doing it. Who knows?
Most likely. In this case,
most likely.
Actually,
so,
to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So party slut, dude. We're going with that one.
I'm going to take the I love you guy.
I'm one of those guys.
That's the guy that gets too drunk, but he doesn't black out.
Right, exactly.
He might be blacked out, but he's not passed out.
I'm that guy.
I am that guy.
It's a good guy to be.
That's the best guy to be.
It's the best guy to be. I mean, would you rather be a fucking like mean drunk or a sloppy just annoying drunk, or would you rather be the guy that's like, hey man, I fuck with you on a heavy level, bro? Like,
dude, things that ruin a party is just guys that get drunk and become
dickheads.
Yeah.
Oh my, and I know those people, bro.
I know a couple too, and I'm like, they're not fun to be with when you're drunk. They're fun.
Bro.
They're fine when you're sober. That's the funny thing. They're fine when you're sober, and when they're not, they just become dicks.
It's tough, bro. Yeah. For my next pick, I'm gonna do the event that's happening on TV that no one's really watching, or like maybe one guy is, but there's no volume, so you don't know how he's actually enjoying it. But it's on the TV. Maybe he's playing a game, but you're like, I'd be really pissed if I were playing a game and all this shit was happening and people kept walking in front of me. And you got to have that. You got to have that go. Like maybe King of the Hill is.
So you're saying
nice
TV with no sound?
TV with no one or few paying attention to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
I do like that one. And I'm going to go. I feel like I'm choosing a lot of. Well, I guess I don't have a lot of people picks, but I had a lot of people picks I wanted to do. And the next one I'm going to do is the couple that's just way too much PTA.
What is it?
PDA. I was like, what am I saying? PDA just making out in the corner.
Couple with too much PTSD. Fuck! What was that?
You always do this shit.
No, don't bring up Vietnam again.
No, that couple that's just way too handsy the whole night, making out just in the middle of everyone.
Yeah, that's
and
no
one
there.
else is doing that.
Yeah,
the couple with way too much PDA.
All right, I'm gonna go with it's not something that you necessarily like, but sometimes they're just there. It's the guy that's too old.
Fuck, that was mine. No,
yes,
fuck,
dude. Okay, this wasn't at a party. We were out at the bars, and we met this old guy, and he was cool as fuck. We're like, hell yeah, dude, you're awesome. I don't remember his name. Then we took him to another bar, And I was like, okay, this guy has to leave. He fucking sucks.
Ron?
Ron. It was Ron. We were like, dude, Ron's awesome. Went to the next bar. Dude, Ron fucking sucks. Fuck this guy.
Ron did suck ass, bro.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was, there's always a guy that's way too old there. Great pick,
Yeah.
dude.
That was
I love how
fucking-
so many of these are people. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta there's always, it's like a universal thing. There's like always
I
at
feel like-
least 3 of these
And
people
we're
at
the
every
people,
party.
we're
Yeah.
the I love you guys.
I'm
So
the I love you guy.
we
I'm in
show
there.
up and
Yeah.
we give the I love yous. You know?
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
me.
and we've been so focused on people that this just came into my mind, and somehow it snuck all the way to my 5th pick, and that's snacks.
That was going to be my
Wow.
number 2, but I
Fuck.
thought I could hold it off.
Yeah, snacks. I can't believe I didn't even think of that before, but I
feel
mean,
like the only reason I didn't take it is because I've been to too many parties where there was
Yeah.
just beer and no snacks.
I've got
Yeah,
a really
I
good
did.
one. I've got a really good one.
Yeah.
Man, I'm blanking here. Go on and tell me about your.
I mean-
what's your best snack experience at a party?
I mean, you gotta.
Dippin' Dots.
I mean, you gotta. Sometimes, I'll just show up with a baked good, and people are like, "Oh,
So if you're the guy that shows up with the snacks, you're the hero
you're a
of
hero.
the party.
You're immediately a step ahead of everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
You're
a saint.
You're somebody that everybody else wants on their beer pong team. Just like, oh, this guy brought the chips, or even if it's if it's something like that, or if it's something you made, like a dip, or like I mentioned, a baked good. People are all over that, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's pretty cool. I'm gonna get to know this guy." It's a good one to bring. It's a snack or some sort of item, or some sort of food item is good to bring. Like if you don't know very many people at the party,
It's a good starter, right?
yeah.
That's a great one.
That,
Yeah.
That's something I hadn't really even thought of before, but it's something that I might try next time
Let's
at
do
a
it.
party that
There
I
you
don't know
go.
too many people.
Man, you see, I feel like I'm just drained from this. I don't party as much as I used to in college. I probably do more, but I don't know. I feel like
Like
I'm
when you
started
think
running
of
out of picks. When I
partying.
think of partying, yeah, I think college. That's where I go to for this.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I'm running out of picks, so I'm gonna go really lame on my last one and just say like lights that are way too low. Like you have a hard
Oh,
time,
nice.
Oh.
you have a hard time seeing like where anything is in the party because
Nice.
the lights are just way too
Or
dim.
like shitty LEDs.
yes,
Yeah,
or
I
like
had those.
or you can kind of go. I'm not going to take it as my pick. Leave it out there. I don't think you're going to take it. But the opposite of where there's like someone's got like a light machine that's just doing way too much,
Way
and
too
much.
blinding you.
I've got a really good one to wrap it
All
up.
right, go ahead.
Because I was going to do old person. But it's that guy that is always at the party or shows up at like 3 a.m. or at like 11, exactly when everyone needs a sober driver. Like we used to have this
I don't know if I
guy.
had that guy.
Oh, we had this guy. We had 2 of these guys. Shout out Sean, shout out Damien. Those motherfuckers rule.
Dude.
And every time someone needed a ride, they were like, either they were already there and they would take us to the bars, be like, yo, we'll be back in 3 hours. Let me know. And they would be every fucking time. So you got to have those guys that just love to be involved, don't want to drink, and then just rip sober drives. Like,
Dude. For me, it wasn't really parties though. It was like I had a group of friends in high school, really close, and one of them just didn't want to drink. Like it just wasn't his thing, and he was always the DD and super tight of him because like
Yeah.
you get like the people that do drink and they have to DD and they're like, oh man, I don't even want to go because I'm just gonna feel weird if I'm the only one not drinking. And he wasn't that way at all. 'Cause he was super chill, and I think he's just like watching us get drunk and become idiots. But he was always a real one, dude. Shout out Cole. We're gonna shout his name, but he's a real one. Love that guy. All right, dude. That was a good draft, Mick. Thank you for choosing that topic. I was a little iffy on it. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah,
it
I was
went
too.
really well. I enjoyed that. That was fun. So we're just gonna recap picks real quick. Max, since you started us off, you had booze, girl that won't shut the fuck up, dude passed out on the couch, dude that's too old, and snacks. Good picks. I like those. They're solid.
I'm happy with that.
Me, I had music, drinking games, the party slut, couple with doing way too much PDA, and dim lights. And Mick, we had the party pet, the brutalist, the guy that won't stop talking to you and you find him very annoying, but
no. This is or was that?
that was the brutalist.
I thought this was the random fucking guy at the party.
Yeah.
Oh,
think that was
well,
a
same
random guy.
thing.
Yeah.
Random guy you don't know that will not stop talking to you, and the
Yeah.
conversation is brutal. That's what we're calling him.
You don't know how he
brutalist.
got there.
Yeah. The I love you guy TV with no one watching, and I didn't write down the last pick, so you're going to have to... the sober driver, the guy that'll come up, give you a ride, no matter what. And great picks. We're going to have the poll up. Vote on it on Spotify. Let us know what you think. Who won that one? That was a good one.
Yeah,
I think this is our first one where it's close between all three.
I think all three are really good.
I agree.
I think before there was weaker ones and stronger ones. I think these are all strong.
Like I'd go to all three of those parties.
Yeah. Especially with the dim lights. Yeah.
And so, speaking of some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
You got to have a party. The one that hurts really bad if you let go of it, like the little party hat, the one that's shaped like a cone that has the string under your neck. And if you let go of it, it really fucking hurts.
Yeah. I always showed up to parties in cool hats, whether it was my hockey helmet or this tinfoil hat that I made, or I have a propeller hat laying around. Every once in a while, I bring the horse mask to high school parties way back in the day.
Right.
And, I think that was about most of my fun hats, but you got to bring a fun hat.
You got to have a fun hat.
My friends, they had a police hat that I'd always wear whenever I went over there. They also had like this big chain necklace, but it was like big chain links, like really big, like to tow a car with or something. Like it was just a necklace. We'd wear that, and anytime I went over there, I just wanted to wear it. So,
and I got a story about just wearing vibrant shit.
Yeah.
So I was Tyler Durden for Halloween one year.
Nice.
And I got this red leather coat, and I was at a party, and I was fucked up. It was at my party. Like my college football team was there, college basketball, college cheerleaders, like fucking wall to wall. And I was so drunk, and I was in my room, and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to walk back out there in my red leather coat. And I like no shirt. And I just walked back out there in the red leather coat. And it was very, everyone loved it. So if you're worried about being too bold at a party, don't be. Most people just like to have fun,
Yeah, dude.
And my other honorable mention really quickly was random street signs and construction signs that people just love to steal. We had one. We had a good one. It was just the street pole. Actually, it had no street signs on it, but we had the street pole in our house.
Dude, I have a few in my home back home in Michigan. I had two there, and then the house I moved into that my roommate lived in. My roommate now, he lived in there. They'd already just had like a bunch of street signs, but that was not a party house though, because the living room was so small. You couldn't host a party. So the fact that they had so many was pretty funny.
Yeah, I had a traffic cone in my room for a long time.
Yeah, those are just a classic, right?
It wasn't like out in the open. It was just in my room, and it was like, why? I was like, why is this here? And then eventually, like when I finally moved out, I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get rid of this, and that's a good item. We could just put it out in the street.
You can, right?
And that's exactly what I did.
Save a parking spot that way.
Dude, I'm gonna do a little more Taylor talk for a second, but a traffic cone. Kind of the reason I started dating her.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll tell that story real quick. So I met her on Tinder, but her first one, I can't remember if it was her first picture or one of the ones later, was just one of those big barrel traffic cones with like a slit cut out in it. So like she was inside of it with her face, and my opening line was, "I love the cone fit."
Nice.
And that's where it all started.
Nice.
So
Very good.
I like that story.
Yeah, I'm gonna toot my own horn here and give another honorable mention, but I like to think I provide this to the party. The smooth talker. Like you get a noise complaint, you got to have a guy go talk to. And I'm usually pretty good at diffusing a situation. Like, sorry, boss. We're wrapping it up, but we're not. And I'm able to like kind of diffuse a situation pretty good. I like to think that I'm that guy, but that guy's important.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been in that situation, but I can definitely see the utility and importance of having someone like that.
Yeah, so. I don't know how I should word this just so I don't self-incriminate, but there was a time where there were people under the age of the legal drinking age, and a cop came to the door and was like, I legally can't do anything if there's someone here that's 21 and claims that this is all their alcohol. And so
that sounds like entrapment to be like providing alcohol for minors under arrest.
Maybe, but someone did it. I don't know who. And they were like, okay, have a good night. It was crazy.
There you go.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, a good draft. I loved it. It was a fun time. We had some good names for sponsored events. I liked the blind ranking, but I think it's time to get into our final segment of the show. Do our Mick Pick 3.
Did something good happen last week? I'm curious.
Oh,
did we nail a fucking?
Whoa.
I think we did.
Oh, we fucking hammered
it's 2 weeks
it?
ago since we missed last week's episode. But
this is a
we hammered that.
This is a positive EV podcast.
This
if you put $10 or 1 unit on every parlay, you are now up, ladies and gentlemen.
You are now
You're
up.
stacking use, dude.
I think it's we've done. You put $40 in, we've got 85 back, so you're net $45 if you've been putting $10 down each time. Last week we had Colorado Avalanche,
The Ivy League boys.
the Ivy League boys, and NASCAR. And personally, I'm going back to the well for the Avalanche. Didn't work out for me the first time, but we're going back there again for me this week. Colorado Avalanche versus Calgary Flames. Give me the Colorado Avalanche money line at -192.
Listen, I'm going back to the well as well, going college hoops. And Boise always puts on for March. That's a good program. They're always going to be good. And Vegas knows that. That's why they're so heavily odd respected. And I think a lot of people know that, so they're going to be betting on them. But man, New Mexico is fucking good. They run hot. They look like they're just dominating games when they play. Their pace of play is awesome. And I think to get them at pretty much even value, hammer New Mexico. I want to put my whole fucking retirement fund on it.
Now I've been hot on NASCAR. I've gotten I think 2 picks in a row, and then last week my pick would have been a little bit chalky with Kyle Larson top 10, and he finished third, but it would have hit anyways. But man, ever since I picked Christopher Bell top 5, I believe in 2 episodes ago. He won that race.
He did.
And then the next race, I didn't pick him, but he won again.
Really? I didn't know that.
And then just this last week, he won again.
Oh, you should have done.
Christopher Bell is red hot.
Just bet on him to win by yourself.
I know. Christopher Bell is 3 in a row. Unfortunately, the Cup Series odds for the Las Vegas race are not up. So unfortunately, I don't have any odds. I'll give you a bonus pick at the end, but my pick for the Mick Pick 3 is Friday night. We got the Oilers and the Islanders. Oilers on the road on Long Island, -142. Give me the Oilers money line.
Awesome, and then all that parlayed together comes to about +358. Throw $10 on there, win $35. Get yourself up. Would that be $80 net
with $10 units?
Yeah.
Well, I almost have a disagreement because technically week 1, Carson and my pick were not parlayable. So assuming you played those straight,
it's true.
Like
both hit,
and they both hit. So I almost would argue you're up like closer to 6-ish units if you played those straight.
True. And I do want to say all these games do happen on Friday. We still don't have odds for Saturday or even Sunday. So hopefully you're following the Instagram. You'll see our picks posted there on Friday before these games happen. So if you're not, go ahead and follow us and micmacjoe.pod so you don't miss any picks.
And never miss them. We hit all of them.
Yeah, that's right. We're hot.
We're pretty good at this, I think.
I've got the numbers to back it up. I'm a profitable sports bettor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but
my bonus pick this week with NASCAR. Do you want me to give you an ad read for this one?
Yeah. We haven't been heard anything from our sponsors yet,
okay.
So I guess we'll have to end the episode with an ad from our sponsors.
This pick is sponsored.
This bonus pick.
The Mick Pick 3 is sponsored by
this is sponsored by tomato sauce. Let me ask you guys a question. Did either of you have tomato sauce today?
No, but I usually do.
Oh, well, you did.
Yeah,
well, that's wonderful.
See, if you would have let me get the spaghetti pie, I would have.
Well, I don't know if that had
Marinara's tomato sauce.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So.
Well, that's just wonderful. Why not have some tomorrow? Well, so with tomato sauce, you can complement a pizza, pasta, or even take a bath in it to get rid of that skunk smell.
I did that once.
Tomato sauce. Why the hell does that skunk stuff work?
I think we use tomato juice, not sauce, though. There's got to be a neutralizing chemical in
something
tomato.
Like that binds to the odor.
Yeah.
It's the pesticides and herbicides that are in the tomato.
You're 100% right.
Just spray yourself down with Roundup and get cancer at the same time. They don't exist anymore.
That
do
was
they?
1950s logic. It was like
Smoke this cigar and you'll feel better.
Yeah, this hairspray, it literally is what comes out of like jet engines. We emit it straight from asbestos gratings, and they're like, yeah, it makes my hair puffy. Fuck yeah.
This shit's awesome. But Roundup, they don't exist anymore after that big lawsuit, do they?
No, I don't think so.
I haven't seen any Roundup since then. Who's the new big dick swinging in town?
Who's the new big pesticide?
Yeah, who's pesticide? I don't know.
Big Bug.
Big herbicide, big pesticide. Who's Big Bug now?
Big Bug has their hands in all of this. Big Bug listens to the pod.
There's a company. I don't know if they if they make a product and sell under another brand name, but it's Corteva. They make like a lot of herbicides and pesticides, and they're supposed to be more environmentally friendly. So if you know if your herbicides or pesticides are made by them, then you're doing a good job for the environment.
But without further ado, Carson, give us that pick.
I mean, we don't have odds, as I mentioned before. Otherwise, I would have given you a NASCAR pick or a Cup Series pick. But I'm going to go back. I mean, I didn't actually make him an official pick in this podcast yet, but I'm going to go back to Kyle Larson. I'm going to go a little chalky and go top 10, but if you want to go a little more aggressive, you can go top 5.
What do you presume those odds at? Top 10 being
top 5. I mean, he's probably going to be close to a favorite there at Las Vegas. A mile and a half. He's good on mile and a halves. He's top 5 is probably going to be close to even if I had to guess. So not necessarily great value. I'm sure Christopher Bell is going to be the favorite again because he's won 3 races in a row on, different tracks.
But it's easy money.
Yeah. So I like Kyle Larson top 10, top 5 if you're feeling ambitious. That's kind of what I was doing last week. I mean, I was thinking Kyle Larson top 10. He finished 3rd, so top 5 or top 3 would have hit.
There you go.
So I like Kyle Larson at this mile and a half in Las Vegas.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that bonus pick, Mac. We appreciate it. And I think that's going to do it for us. I said earlier, great good little episode there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Good. I like the draft, the blind picks. It was
a good episode.
I thought it was really sports oriented.
Yeah, a lot more than last time. Last time I don't think we mentioned sports once besides the picks.
No, and
that's okay. As long as we're vibing, we're doing
flowing. People, if you're listening to this on the treadmill, listening to this at work, listening to this on a drive, we hope that it made that a little bit easier.
On a plane,
on a plane?
train, on a
automobile.
Yeah, that's right.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us then, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Like I said, follow the Instagram if you want the pics, micmacjoe.pod. And hopefully you join us next week as well.
Yeah. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.